everybody, this is Jen from Scrapping Posh, and we're going to decorate the cover and the spine of my Christmas mini. We're using the Photo Play, that's the Solids Plus, the Photo Play Here Comes Santa collection. And there's the collection, and then there's the Solids Plus from Photo Play. And that one particular was in the red, and that's the one I'm going to be using. So let's get started. This is a Country Craft Creation design team project. So hop on over and grab that Photo Play Christmas collection. I hear that some of the manufacturers aren't going to reprint their Christmas collection, so if you have your eye on a Christmas collection, grab it. So if you didn't watch the cover tutorial because you already know how to make covers and spines, this is a 9.5 by 8.5 with a 2-inch spine, and there are going to be 8 pages in it. So this is, like, I think my favorite paper from the collection, so I'm going to use it for the front cover and the spine and the back. And I want the cover on this one to be simple because it's a Christmas album, and I feel like it's probably an album that's going to be put away and taken out a lot. So I'm going to keep it flat. I'm going to be generous on the glue on the covers. Okay. Line that up and leaving about an 1/8 inch all the way around. I'm just doing the same with the back. You can distress the edges if you want. I just didn't feel that it was necessary because it's a bright collection. So I don't know. I just think distressing the edges may take away from it a little bit. Like, it would make it kind of, well, not bright. The only thing that, like, may bother me is the white edges on the paper, but most of the paper is, you know, bright and colorful, so I don't think that that will really bother me. Okay, here we go. It's not straight. Okay, there we go. And then I want to leave myself the option to put a charm or a ribbon or something on there. So we're going to add some eyelets. And I just have some brushed stainless eyelets here. So I'm going to take my chomper here. And you have to put the mat on first. Otherwise it's not going to be easy. And then 3, 4. I'm going to, right between the 4th and 5th hinge, I'm going to put my, you only want to put about halfway in for the first one, maybe a little less. And then move it down. You can move it down as far as it'll go if you want. And there we go. And there's different ways to do that. That's the way I like to do it. So now I got 2 holes, and I'm just gonna pop my eyelet in there. Don't squeeze too hard. I think I may squeeze too hard. No, it's not too hard. That's okay. You can always go back and squeeze again. Okay, here we go. I didn't squeeze that one very hard either, and it's about the same. Oh well, okay. So now I have a charm option, and at any time you can go through and thread a chain or whatever you want through here. I'll probably just thread a chain or even the ribbon through there. We'll do that later. So let's finish the cover. Now I have this 4x4 cut apart because it's my favorite cut apart, maybe aside from the 3x4, but I wanted something a little more square. So I'm going to use this 4x4 cut apart. And then this is from the Solids Plus. I want the red showing, so it's really going to bring that out. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this black, just plain black cardstock at 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And I'm just going to put that right there in the middle. Now, you can make this a pocket. You can make this a door. You can, you can make it any flip flap pocket hinge thing that you want. I think I want it just plain old. I may put like a date down here if I find some alphas I like. I'll look for those, but let's do this first. And I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to eyeball it. Let's see. I do want to eyeball it straightly though. What do you think? About right there? I think it's straight. Okay, I'm gonna have to measure. It's gonna be about... Oh, it's close enough. Okay. Yeah, I feel good about that. That's the hardest part. Now this just goes down. Oh, I didn't realize that this paper's on the back of the cut aparts. Oh, I love this paper. Okay. Sometimes double-sided is so unfair. Okay. There we go. You know what? Since this is on the front, I am going to go over these sides here with this black marker. And I did that with the cut apart, but that's mostly because I cut it kind of wonky. I'm just going to do it on the front, I think. I say that now. I'll be like, just because this is the second page. Okay. Alright, so this one's just going to sit in the middle of that one. Beautiful. There we go. I like that, just the way it is. But I like this image, okay. I'm thinking maybe I should have put white under it. Nah, it's okay. That's an option though, you guys check that out. See if maybe you want like a layer like black, white, red, or black, red, white, and then the 4x4 cut apart. And you can use whatever cut apart you want, so you can make it, you can personalize it that way. And then I have, these are the thin chipboard, what are they called? I really like these because they are thin, they don't stick up a whole bunch. Here Comes Santa micro thin chipboard. So I think I'm either going to do the Merry Christmas or the Noel. I think, what's on this one? I'm thinking the Merry Christmas. And I'm not going to outline that one. If it needs glue later, I'll glue it. I'm not sure yet. There. Maybe one more thing. I have some black enamel dots. I don't think I want to use the huge ones, but I kind of want to mimic the moon. Oops. There we go. What do you think? Super simple cover. Do you like it? I like it. Alright, next is page 1. Okay, so we got the cover done. And we're going to put that aside because we're going to build the pages here. Now remember, the pages are the, I'm not going to remember this. They're 8 by 8 pages, so when you cut them it's 9 by 8, and you score at 1/2 inch, and then an 8 by 8, you glue that together. And then you have a whole big photo mat here that's 7 3/4. Okay, and I'm gonna start with, I have my little sketches here. Let's start with, let's start with page 1. So I want the first page to be interesting. I'm gonna set the tag aside. And since the front of the book is pretty, it's not solid, but it's muted patterns, let's go with something a little bright and cheery. So you have your page, and I think we're going to put definitely some color. One of my favorite patterns is this Santa, but I'm torn. Well, let's finish putting our page together and then we'll see what all we need. So this one I'm going to put a pocket on, and it's going to be a 4-inch pocket, so it's going to cover 1/2 of the page. So I want an 8 by 4-inch pocket page, so I'm going to cut it at 8 by 4.5 and then score it at 1/2 inch. And I have some scraps left over from where I matted my cover. So I'm going to cut that to, well, first I'm going to measure it. Yep. Cut it to 8. By 4.5. And then we're going to score on a 1/2 inch. And that's going to be the pocket, or the flap, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down with some score tape. And then I'm just going to line that up with this side here. Okay, so there's our flap. Super simple. And then, it's not going to be quite big enough to do what I want, but this one, this is like the extra piece to this paper, which I could have just left it on and folded it. You know what? Let's go ahead. I'm going to make it a tuck spot, but I think I'm going to make it a tuck spot on this side here. But I'm not going to glue it down yet because I'm going to mat this first. And then I need a pocket for this. Now since this is 4, I'm going to need, let's go up. Let's go about 3.5 inches, and I'll cut it at 5. That will give me a 1/2 inch on each side. So one piece, that's 3.5 by 5. Okay, and then I'm going to score that at a 1/2 inch on both sides. I'm going to get my scoreboard out just because I don't want to score it crooked or anything. Oh, and there's going to be 2 of each page, so if you're doing this, just go ahead and make 2 of them. Okay, so that's going to be the front of this side there. Okay, that fits pretty good. So it'll open, there'll be a pocket here, flap will open, there'll be a tuck spot on the inside here, and then this big area to do whatever you want with. Okay, so let's mat this, and let's do, okay, so for our first page on the front, we're going to go primary color green. Now, remember that your front page corresponds with the inside cover here. So, definitely going to do a green on there. And I'm thinking this holly, but we're going to make a pocket. So I'm just going to set aside one of these pieces of paper for the inside cover for now. And concentrate on the first page. So when this is closed, you don't see a whole lot of it, but let's go ahead and get another one of those greens because I want to do a green polka dot here. This page should measure 8 by 8. So I'm going to cut this at 7 3/4 square. And we're just going to put that right down. And then on the back of this, we are going to have this piece that covers about half of it. So I want a 7 3/4 by at least 2 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and make that out of this holly paper. So it all coordinates. Let's do a little dry fit there. I totally I am not having a good time here. My tape's almost out, so it's being finicky. Okay, rub this off. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down my pocket on 3 sides. And you want to leave a tiny space, like a 1/16 or maybe even a 32nd between that pocket that you put down there and the fold, because you don't want it to end up in your fold. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then we have a decision to make. Do I stick with the green, or do I do something different? I'm good with that, because I'm going to put one of these cut aparts in this pocket, so that'll break it up a little. Like maybe this gold one. Or maybe this white with the green Christmas tree. Let's do that one. That way it stays white and green, but it's more white than green. And I just cut that crooked. Okay. So, yeah, I'm good with that. Let's see here. We cut this at about 1 3/4. There we go. And give it some distinct lines there. And then you got your little tuck spot. Let's flip it over. And I'm going to do the tag first because I want this to be a fun tag. This was just a scrap I had. It's 7 inches by, I cut it down to 3.5. So I'm going to make this tag have these Santas on it. So that was 7 by 3.5. So I'll cut it at 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I want to make sure the Santas run this way. Okay. I didn't measure that right. 3 3/4. This is 3.5. It should be 3 1/4. I cut it at 3 3/4. Okay, there we go. Fixed. There he is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down. Okay, so that's going to be there. So I need to pick a pattern for here and the back. And I want to stick with a green. How about, I don't want something that's really busy because I just put those Santas on there. How about the other side of the Santa paper? I think so. So I'm going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. Actually, I'm not going to cut it at 7 3/4 because I want it to hang down a little bit. So 3 3/4, and then I'll just cut it for the pocket. And it's going to be 3.5 because this was already cut at 8. So this is 3.5, so I'm going to cut it at 3 1/4. Okay. So that'll give me a little bit of overhang there and the pocket here. So this goes down. Sorry, Santas. This goes down first. Okay. And then you can either glue the pocket down first, or you can glue the mat to the pocket first. And we'll do that. Okay, here we go. And then line this up with the outside of this pocket here. page 1, well, the first half of page 1. Nice, clean page. I really am liking that. And then the vibrant pop of Santa here. And I want those chipboard pieces again. I want to add one piece, I think, here. Let's do, I think the Christmas tree won't stand out enough. How about Santa and a sleigh? I like that one. Okay, let's go for the back side of page 1. And actually it'll be page 1 and 5 because we're going to do 2 of each page. And this is just going to be a pocket page. So I cut this strip 9 by 4 and I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch on both sides. And let's make the second page set, which will be the back of this one. And the next page, let's make that red. So, just going to, that'll just go right there. So, let's go ahead and make these match. Let's use the big red polka dot. So I'm going to cut this at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. And the good thing about doing it this way is that later you can take all your scraps and make tags. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4, and that'll give me a little extra down here and what I need for here. Okay, so that's the top, and this is the 3 3/4 piece. On there. And I'm gonna run out of tape. Here's my emergency tape. Okay, because we're almost done. There's that. And then glue the sides. This tip, you guys, makes a world of difference. I didn't put the tip on before I used it for my last project, and I kept overdoing it, and I haven't done that once since I put that tip on. I'll link that below. Okay, and that pocket just fits right on there. And then I want to use this red cut apart. And I'll just back that on some black cardstock. So that's a 4 by 6. So this is going to be, let's make this a booklet. Let's make this, that's a 4 by 6. So we'll make it, 6 1/4 by 8 1/4, probably good. Give ourselves a little extra room. And I think that's upside down, yeah, okay. There we go. Bring my scoreboard back out. There we go. You can leave this hang over if you want. Back of page 1, done. Simple, simple. Okay, I forgot to add the big mat that goes into the pocket here. And this is, again, 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. And you can round the corners or do whatever you want. And I'm going to use some of this white polka dot paper. And I think that's going to bring out the Santa Claus paper a little more. And give us a nice big place to put some photos. And the reason why we made the cover 9 1/2 long instead of 8 1/2 was so that these tags can stick out. And they will stick out because the hinge is going to go here. Okay, so now we're going to start the page 2. And I have, or we already started the page 2, sorry. I have this is the back of page 1. Here's page 2. And this is, again, 8 by 9. And we're going to score it a 1/2 inch on both sides of the long side. Sorry if you guys hear music in the background. My daughter has chair auditions tomorrow for her clarinet, so she's practicing. But I really wanted to finish this page. Okay, and then just remove the tape and we'll just line that up. Right, okay, so make sure that the opening is on either the left or right side, not the top or bottom. And on this page, we're going to have a long flap on the bottom, a shorter flap on the top, and then we're going to make up a tuck spot. So these two papers, and remember we're making 2 of every page, so you want to do this twice. 5 1/2 by 7 7/8. So you just want to make it just a tiny bit shorter than the pocket. That's going to give you some room over here so it doesn't hit the butt up against the side. We're going to score this on the short side. And again, this is 5.5 by 7 7/8, so I'm scoring it at 5. And then this one is 4.5 at 7 7/8. Alright, and I want to put these pockets down, or these flaps down, before I mat this page, just because I want my hinges to be covered. And we'll turn this around. I'm going to put the long one on the top so it covers the bottom. And when you put this page down, make sure you move this to all the way to the right, so it leaves you your 1/8 of an inch over here. And do the same with this piece. Just line it up on the bottom. There we go. Okay, and you can add a magnet here if you want, which I think we'll be okay not adding a magnet. I think so. So I want to stick with the red. For this page. And I really like the red on the back of the polka dot. But you're not going to see the inside, so let's do these flaps in this color. And then I'm thinking we need to decorate one of the flaps with this 4x4 cut apart. And I'm just going to go along the outside here with this black marker. It's going to make it pop. And it's going to cover up the fact that I didn't cut it straight. Okay, so this should now be 5 by 7 7/8. And this one's going to be 4 by 7 7/8. So I'm going to cut my paper at I'm going to go 7 5/8 by 3 3/4. That's that one. Okay. And this one's going to be 7 5/8 by 4 3/4. Here. So it'll look like that, and then I'm going to cut a black mat for this one, just like I did on the front. And remember, you can change that up. You can make a pocket, or a tuck spot or whatever you want, but I am going to keep this clean. So I'll put my 4 1/4 square, and then the 4, and then like I did the last time, I'm going to add a chipboard element over here. So let's start putting this down though. And I totally put that on crooked. Don't stick. Peel it off twice. Okay. Let's try this again. That's better. Okay. I got the back here. Alright. Bent up a little bit. That's okay. We're going to put some more. Try and center this, not in the middle of the pocket, but in the middle, or not in the middle of the flap, but in the middle of the page. There we go. Alrighty, we'll open this up now, and let's do how about on the inside, let's do some stockings here. So I'm going to do a 7 3/4 square. And make sure it still folds. That's very important. And then no, that's not quite big enough to cover this big flap up here. But I think I am going to use it. So this is already 7 3/4. We'll cut to 3 3/4. That just takes a very small piece off of that. Oh, and you know what? I can probably use that other paper because there's going to be a tuck spot I forgot about. Let's see here. So that's it. That's it for the bottom. And then for the top here, we got this down to 7 3/4. Let's see. But I'm going to put this here, so all I would need to do, maybe I should put it up here. What do you guys think? I think I'll put it up here. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to cut off the branding strip because we don't need it. And it's going to be a little short, so I'm going to put the tuck up here, so this has got to line up with the bottom. Okay, remember, leave yourself some space. And this is a 2-inch strip by 7 7/8. At least I hope it is. If I measured it right, it is. Okay. And I just line that up with the top. There we go. And then so I'm going to look for a 1 3/4 by 7 3/4. Let's do, how about a black polka dot? No, I better not, because everything else is red. How about, should I bring the red polka dot back? Yeah, let's do that. 1 3/4. Yep, I'm good with that. I need to cut just a little bit more off the side though. I think that was probably cut at 8 or 7 7/8. Okay, yep. I like that. There we go. And then I got a tuck right here. He's not tucking. There we go. Like that. Let's go ahead and mat it. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Alrighty. There is the page 2. Just like that. Alright,